So if you're looking at technicalities, this was Ringo Starr's first single after leaving the Beatles, although some people believe Beaucoup de Blues came before because it had been a single in October 1970. In North America, but internationally it was his first single. Now, It Don't Come Easy is a song by Ringo Starr that was released as a non-album single in April 71. Produced by Starr's former Beatles bandmate George Harrison, who also helped write the song, although only Starr is credited. Recording for the track took place in March 1970 at Trident Studios in London, with overdubs added in October. Starr and Harrison performed the song together in August 71 at Harrison's Confer Bangladesh shows in New York City, a recording from which was released on a live album of the same name. Starr has continued to perform it in subsequent decades with his all-star band. So 3 minutes, again on Apple. Apart from North America, where Beaucoup of Blues had been a single in October 70, It Don't Come Easy was Starr's first single released since the breakup from the Beatles. Heavily promoted by Apple, the song was a commercial success, peaking at number 1 in Canada and number 4 in the single charts in UK and the US. See, Ringo was always more popular in Canada, thus the number 1. It was critically well received on release and remains one of his most popular hits as a solo artist. Now, Ringo Starr began writing It Don't Come Easy in late 68, having recently completed his first composition, Don't Pass Me By. When referring to his early songwriting efforts in a 2003 interview, he described himself as great at writing 2 verses and a chorus, but often unable to develop the ideas further. Although Starr received sole writing credit for It Don't Come Easy, Beatles historian Bruce Spicer writes that he had substantial but uncredited assistance from George Harrison. In author Robert Rodriguez's description, the official songwriting credit was long thought to be bogus, and notwithstanding Starr's involvement, a sign of Harrison's great generosity in wanting to help the drummer establish himself independently of the Beatles. Now, whether Harrison helped out or not, you love Ringo, and there's a lot of history with the two of them. The song's original title was You Gotta Pay Your Dues. Starr completed it as the Beatles were heading towards disbandment in early 1970, following John Lennon's unpublished decision to leave the group in September 69. Starr said in trying to find a song to establish identity at this time, he had to combat the original image of me as a downtrodden drummer, adding, "You don't know how hard it is to fight that." In journalist Bob Withenden view, as It Don't Come Easy, the title alone betrayed a wealth of information about Starr's feeling of vulnerability, while the other Beatles, as proven songwriters, could each look to further achievements outside the band. In its completed form, the song opens and closes with a lead guitar riff. Music historian Andrew Grant Jackson described the lyrics as Starr's exhortation to stay resilient in the face of hardship. Starr subsequently acknowledged that Harrison did help him to write It Don't Come Easy. He discussed the song's creation during his appearance on VH1 Storytellers in '98. Starr said, "I wrote the song with the one and only George Harrison." He went on to say that Harrison suggested the last verse to be about God, but Starr protested, and Harrison suggested Hare Krishna. Starr protested again, and Harrison suggested peace as a topic, and he settled on that. Now, Starr first recorded a new composition during the sessions for Sentimental Journey. The later project was an album of pre-rock and roll standards. Now, recording for the song began during an all-night session on 18 February 1970 at the Abbey Road Studios. And on February 19th, after final overdubs were carried out on Love is a Manner Splendor Ting, during an afternoon session EMI, recording resumed on what was then called You Gotta Pay Your Dues, with Starr adding another lead vocal. Harrison was not present that evening, although Eric Clapton may be involved. During the session, Starr decided to remake the song. 10 further takes were required to achieve a new basic track. Take 30 was labeled Best, and onto this take were added 2 bass parts. The version was also discarded, however, as since Starr again decided to remake the song. Now, recording for the third version began at Trident Studios on 8 March 70. 2 days after Starr completed work on Sentimental Journey, Harrison produced the sessions and played guitar. Mal Evans played tambourine, and Ron Cattermole played saxophone and trumpet. Now, it was overdubbed in October of 1970. Now, ironically, ladies and gentlemen, in a 2002 interview, Jim Keltner, a longtime friend of the band, said he added maracas to the finished recording at Trident, having arrived in London in February 71 to escape the LA earthquake. Referring to the arrangement of the completed track, author Alan Clayson highlights the combination of an opening fizz of cymbal, Harrison's clanging guitar arpeggios, the fat gusto horns, Evans' tambourine supporting the moderato punch of the Starr-Vorman rhythm section, and the gospel-esque backing vocals. Now, again, released back in early 1970 as a single on April 9th, 71 in the UK, with the catalog number Apple 5898R or R598898. Released on April 16th in the US. After Starr's forays in standards of country music with his 270 albums, it was the first rock record of solo artist. Although Beaucoup of Blues had been issued as a single US and other markets, It Don't Come Easy was again the Starr's debut single. Now, The Enemy's Alan Smith described the song as undoubtedly one of the best, thumpiest things that Starr has ever done. The single was heavily promoted by Apple, reaching number 4 in the UK and number 5 in the Melody Makers National Chart. In the US, it reached number 4, and it was number 1 in Canada, and a top 5 hit in many countries around the world. Starr's single outsold those released by former bandmates around this time, including Lennon's Power to the People, Paul McCartney's Another Day, and Harrison's Bangladesh. Fans' attentions were all drawn to the B-side, to which Lennon and Harrison had contributed, as Starr offered his view of how likely each of the other two Beatles were to make music with him again. It was certified gold on August 3rd, signifying U.S. sales of 1 million. Now, he played the video of the song, was played at the Top of the Pops on April 22nd, 1971. And, of course, he played at the concert of Bangladesh. Now, for a while, the song was the opening theme of the 73-75 ABC late-night talk show Good Night America, hosted by Geraldo Rivera. In 1987, a cover version of Don't Come Easy was used in a commercial for 7-Eleven, using the slogan, Where the Good Things Come Easy. In 1991, along with a guest appearance by Starr, the song was featured in the Simpsons episode Brush with Greatness. The song is used as an inspirational background music for a montage of Marge Simpson painting a portrait of Mr. Burns. Now, it was covered by the Smithereens in the 2000s, but there is a 2014 film, The Identical, that runs it. Now, 2020, Peter Frampton covered it to celebrate Starr's 80th birthday. So on the session, Ringo Starr, vocals and drums, George Harrison on guitar, the great Gary Wright of Dreamweaver fame on piano, Klaus Voormann on bass, unknown session players on horns, Mal Evans on tambourine, Pete Ham and Tom Evans on backing vocals, and Ken Scott as engineer. So Australia number 3, Australia Kent Music number 3, Austria number 3, Belgium number 9, Canada number 1, Dutch charts number 7, Ireland number 4, Japanese number 30, New Zealand 7, Norway 5, South Africa 4, Sweden 14, Swiss single charts number 5, UK singles number 4, US Billboard Hot 100 number 4, Easy Listening US 24, Cashbox Top 100 number 1, Record World number 1, and West German Media Control Singles number 5. Now again, end of charts in 71, Canadian top 9, Billboard top 43, and Cashbox top 25. So as it stands right now, most things in life don't come easy. But I think this song benefited Ringo in a later stead, because it was all about him promoting his attitude towards life, his attitude towards his bandmates, his attitude towards his fans. Because when he said, I need to get by with a little help of my friends, so this is kind of part of the trilogy, which I think the number 3 is Photograph. Because Ringo always wore his heart on his sleeve. And when he got the No-No song and everything else, he was getting more comedic. But this song, it really stands out for a lot of people, because everybody in Canada started using that line, "It Don't Come Easy." That only was in regular usage when Ringo did that song. It became like a mantra about Canadians, and that's why we went to number 1 Canada. Ringo has always been the most popular Beatle in Canada. Although Anne Murray covered a lot of John Lennon songs, my God, Ringo's Money's No Good in Canada was. And when he lost John, there was a Quebec announcer that basically said, I don't know who to feel more sorry for, Yoko or Ringo. Very controversial comment, and that sums it up right there. Anyway, we love you guys, and as like Ringo says, the peace sign comes up. If you like what we're doing here with our Ringo Starr reviews, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share.